Hello, my country people them. We don't come live again. Today, number 14 day for August 2024. As now join, we now help we for share so that it will reach more and more people them and they go get the message we will bring up for una. Today, now Wednesday, number 14 day for August 2024. So I want to read for una the official statement where it come out from the highest office in the world when it concerned human rights around the world. So when I match fire for share and make it go far and wide, when I command the cam, I go try not to take too much of una time for this live broadcast today. My contributor when I share, make it go far and wide. Command in the cam. We'll give una 1 minute for share. And then we'll go start the live broadcast. My contributor.
Hail, hail, hail the Kumkumasa. We the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Kumkumasa, Kumkumasa, you shall free our country from terror. And your blessing shall be like the stars above. The Most High God shall be your guide.
Thank una plenty once more, my country people them, as una join, una share, and una leave una comments in the comment section as well. When we finish this live broadcast, or before we finish the live broadcast, I go read some of una comments them. As una go say, I'm go put some of the comments them on the screen. We'll read them, and then we'll wrap up the live broadcast. As una know, I know we announced the live broadcast today, so I'm not expecting the biggest turnout, and I know it will take too much of una time. We will go straight into the topic where I bring up for now. So if I look on the screen, I want to share for now my other screen, my laptop screen. So when I see them today, so that one now the official page of the United Nations Human Rights Commission. Okay, the office of the High Commissioner for the United Nations Human Rights. Why this one be important? Now say make una understand say. Since where the ambassador terrorism is that the United Nations, it don't only recognize na a humanitarian crisis inside Cameroon. They no take that Ambazonian nonsense as a war. No be war. They only recognize and they declare a humanitarian crisis inside Cameroon. So all their response as the response to what really happened for Cameroon about human rights. So when I also see I'm saying it is so, the United Nations, their highest office for human rights, it will visit Cameroon from the 5th to the 7th of August 2024. And before that visit, as when I see the information I display on the screen for now, the last time where the United Nations Human Rights Commissioner for where be visit, where be based in Geneva, where be visit Cameroon now for 2019. So this one now only the second time where this highest office for United Nations will be concerned with human rights, it don't visit Cameroon. And one of the big reasons why we visit Cameroon, now we can open an office for Yaoundé where it will look after the whole of the Central African region, including other countries like Sao Tome and Principe, and other countries them around Africa. So now one of the reasons that way Volker Turk it became for Cameroon on the 5th of August and then it leave on the 7th of August. Before it leave, it will make a statement where I go read and for now. Now the statement that way I tell una say now the statement that on the screen where I go read and for now in a second that statement where it be make on the 7th of now press statement on the 7th of August 2024 last week. So now in that for Cameroon, I picture that and that picture it be taken for Cameroon a few days ago last week. So, but then before I can read the statement, me wanna understand like I don't already talk now the highest person as far as the world it be concerned, will be concerned with human rights, and the United Nations only recognize now a human rights violation or humanitarian crisis inside Cameroon. Now all the way they recognize them. Now, waiting the ambassador terrorists, they don't talk since we Volker Turk come Cameroon. Even before it came for Cameroon, many of them not even know say such a personality they can Cameroon, despite the fact that their office publish them on this same website 4 or 5 days, about 3 or 4 days before Volker Turk enter Cameroon. They published it. They don't even get the capability for try for threatened lockdown. They don't even have that capability. We don't destroy ambassador terrorism that much by contributing. So I will read for that statement in a second, but remember, I say all the amber terrorism for Europe, for America, and all over the world, none of them, I don't hear no single one of them, it make a statement after Volker Turk it come for Cameroon, so they go back. Because we don't take away all the leverage and take away all their capability where they will get them for fit make any statement. So now the truth and the reality that where it there on the ground, they don't even declare no lockdown anymore. Gone are the days where they will declare lockdown. When where they take even just Ayuk Tabe, they go for court. They declare lockdown, they lock by the people the inside house. So now the statement this way will be delivered by Volker Turk, the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Yaoundé, okay, on the 7th. So I go read that for now. It talks say, good evening and thank you for coming. I have just concluded a brief but important visit to Cameroon. I am grateful to the president and the government for their invitation and for their openness to discuss a wide range of human rights issues with me and my office here. I have a strong connection with Cameroon, having engaged personally over the years with the people of this richly diverse country. It continues for talk say, Cameroon today faces multiple complex human rights challenges, but also opportunities, particularly given its extremely youthful population, with more than 40% of Cameroonians under the age of 15, as well as a vibrant society. Globally, young people are influencing actions on issues of national and international importance, prompting social change, on climate change, on equality, on accountability, and more. The electoral process in Cameroon leading up to the 2025 and 2026 elections is a key opportunity to reinforce political inclusiveness and facilitate the participation of all segments of society, including young people, women, populations in conflict-affected areas, displaced people, and some with disabilities, to ensure the free expression of political opinions, to make sure that space is protected for robust discussion and debate on how to tackle the challenges together as a country. He go on for talk say, among the most difficult challenges are the 3 simultaneous security crises in the different parts of Cameroon, the situation in the northwest and the southwest regions, the ongoing serious human rights abuses and violations against the civilian population, the impact of the attacks by Boko Haram affiliated and splinter groups in the far north region, and the spillover effects of the crisis in the Central African Republic in the east. Cameroon is also located in a region strongly affected by the climate crisis, particularly in the far north region. As we see in many parts of the world today, drought, erratic rainfall, and increasing desertification in the Lake Chad Basin have triggered tensions and violence, sometimes between herders and farmer communities. So it go on for talk say Cameroon is an important refugee hosting country. As of June this year, over or around 1 million people were also internally displaced in Cameroon, and a total of 3.4 million needed humanitarian assistance out of a population of 28 million. The international community needs to step up to ensure the humanitarian needs are adequately funded. Okay, so skip too far. So it talks and I don't miss my step, mark go up. Okay, now for it continue for talk say in the west or northwest and the southwest regions, what began as peaceful protests in 2016 has turned into a major crisis for the civilian population, with clashes between separatist groups, other armed groups, and security forces, including the military, leaving thousands killed, hundreds of thousands displaced, and the denial of the right to education to more than 700,000 children. Reports continue to emerge of human rights violations and abuses, including unlawful including unlawful killings, ill treatment and torture, kidnappings for ransom, and restrictions of freedoms of movement. This one are the so-called lockdowns, the way ambassador terrorists and their ghost towns, the way they implement and force them on the Anglophone population. They go on for talk say the imposition of lockdown days by separatist groups, preventing children from going to school, people from accessing their livelihoods, at risk of being shot. This is unacceptable and should be roundly condemned. So when I see the United Nations Human Rights Commissioner, they directly condemn the Ambazona terrorists for their lockdowns, ghost towns, and stopping people from accessing their livelihoods at the risk of being shot. So it's they be condemned. So it go on for talk saying no stone should be left unturned in efforts to silence the guns and bring this unattainable or untenable crisis to an end through dialogue with those who have grievances and demands, through accountability for the perpetrators of human rights violations and abuses, and through reconciliation measures, including an evaluation of existing DDR process for certain members of the armed groups. They know if it talk without talking about our DDR process, my contributor. So it talks accountability for the perpetrators. When I waited this way, when we were black clerks them, we will hold meeting with you, and that's exactly what we called for. Accountability for the perpetrators of human rights violations and abuses, the beheadings, the attacks on Anglophone civilian population by the Ambazona terrorists. So regrettably, there is persistent impunity for grave violations. The fight against impunity is absolutely key, regardless of the affiliation of the perpetrators, as it will go a long way in building confidence between citizens and the state. Where state security forces have been implicated in violations, it is essential that investigations take place independently, promptly, and transparently, and the perpetrators are brought to justice. Long protection for victims and witnesses. I was given assurances by the government in this regard. So now with that we talk, it continue for talk say the victim-centered approach must guide all efforts to resolve this protracted crisis, and I have called on the government to facilitate humanitarian access to areas affected by the conflict. I have also urged the government to revise the 2014 anti-terrorism law in this regard. So when I know say these people that are diplomats them and they know how to place their words them. So when I see how you talk about victim-centered approach. So we the victims of Ambazona terrorism, we have to be the one at the center. The approach has to revolve around us, the victims. So it go on for talk about, say, I have called on the government. So now with this way, the amber sheet, no white blast terrorists don't understand. calling on someone to do something no mean say, I mean, you know, first of all, they don't get the powers of force Cameroon to do anything. You understand? So he is calling on the government. And another thing, another point where I want to bring them to attention. Now, when I hear the Amber terrorists, they talk, because I know say one or two inconsequential noisemakers and for Facebook, they don't talk about this visit for Volker Turk to Cameroon. They talk about how the United Nations Human Rights Chief visits the Cameroons. They add S for there. I laugh so that one die. First of all, the man visit Yaoundé, as in he fly from Geneva to Yaoundé and then come up from Yaoundé back to Geneva. Now, how many Cameroons that way visit them? Even if you want to claim, say, the Anglophone zone, no be part of Cameroon, let's agree, say you claim, say, no be part of Cameroon. If visit the Anglophone zone, no, they don't visit the Anglophone zone. So why would I force myself to claim, say, they don't visit the Cameroons with an S? Yaoundé, now part of how many Cameroon? So indirectly, we necessarily conclude and accept, say, Yaoundé na the capital of Wuna own Cameroon too, where Wuna claim and say exist. So Yaoundé na capital of two Cameroons because he only land for Yaoundé and then come out of Yaoundé again. Wuna catch for Facebook they talk how he don't visit the Cameroons. Yaoundé na two Cameroons. Oh, the people they're stupid. They're stupid for some kind of level where no easy master. Sometimes about the sorry them. But anyways, we'll continue. It go on for talk say. I also urge the government to revise this because they don't get no powers whatsoever for force anything make it happen. If you only plead, call on, or urge, or advise, say no, look, or analyze, say in my own opinion, if we do this, if we revise the constitution, and the outcome this way go bring him, that's all he can do. But it no fit force Cameroon government for do anything. As a matter of fact, before he even come for Cameroon, as his statement talk him, right at the top, man, go right at the top, at the beginning of his statement, man, show you now, which we talk, okay? The very second sentence, we write him, it talks about it. I am for the president and the government for their invitation. You understand? Before Volker Turk from the United Nations, he want enter Cameroon, it be need an invitation. Enough a job come out begin enter some sovereign country where you don't get visa, you don't get invitation. You who? Even Antonio Guterres, when the Secretary General of the United Nations, cannot. Even a president of another country, Matt talks President Tinubu for Nigeria, or the president of South Africa, or the president of the United States of America cannot just enter Cameroon. You who? You need invitation. You need authorization. You need permission. That's what is called a visa. A visa means authorization. It means permission. You need to apply for the visa, pay the visa fees, and then the application could be considered because Cameroon is a sovereign nation. They could consider the application, see whether we go accept for you for visit the country or not. And then if we accept, we stamp your passport, we grant you a visa. You understand? We'll grant you a visa for fit enter the sovereign territory of Cameroon. No person will not be Cameroonian citizen if you just enter Cameroon without authorization. Only Cameroonian citizens where they carry Cameroonian passport. If you travel out of the country, enter Cameroon. When I write, where you don't need authorization from nobody. Every other person will carry foreign passport, you must seek authorization. And even if you get invited into the country by the head of state or by the government, that letter of invitation, now your authorization, now your visa, that you take that letter, go for Cameroon consular services, then for an embassy or whatever abroad, like the Cameroon High Commissioner for Commission for London, and then they will stamp you your visa, giving you authorization for enter Cameroon. So make una understand why were the ambassador terrorist shit no why blast the for they claim say they get country. They talk say so the Human Rights Commissioner don't visit the Cameroons. When I grant a visa. When I be give visa for go Bamenda or for go any part of the Anglophone zone, any person will enter Cameroon, even if they go to Bamenda or they go to any part of the Anglophone zone, it is taken now from the Cameroon government. Now for tell when I say they recognize Cameroon, it be one and indivisible, and the sovereignty of that territory, the protection, the security of that territory is granted and guaranteed by the Cameroon government. So now wait that we talk, ma just continue. It talk now, it continue for talk say, my office is ready to provide advice and assistance. You understand? Because that's all they can provide, for advice and for assist the Cameroon government in achieving its mission. But they don't dictate on how the Cameroonian people decide on their laws, how they decide to hold their elections, how they decide to resolve their conflicts. The United Nations cannot impose or dictate. You understand? Even like the embassy, no white blast fools the way they did for social media, they make noise, say they call on the United Nations fact-finding mission or whatever. First of all, you don't decide. Now only Cameroon government, if it decide on that, because now them the guarantee security for the so-called fact-finding mission. Or you think say fact-finding mission go enter inside the Anglophone zone for territory where we not control, even the territory when I be talk say a liberated territory. Who's that will go shoot a fang? A faction, no white blast, a big number, what do you call itself for Guzang Day? They go shoot it for a white day for the so-called liberated territory. No, we are not control one last mango. Then we will provide security for United Nations fact-finding mission. How? Idiots. They just make noise. The United Nations not enter in any part of Cameroon for whatever reason without authorization from the Cameroon government. Know that. Say with the call on fact-finding mission, they go enter now how? Even the so-called fact-finding mission, if Cameroon government talks say no, even Antonio Guterres himself, he talks say they want come for so-called fact-finding mission or whatever. Cameroon government says no, it ends there. It ends there. Even for example, time where they will get the real war, no mean this kidnapping for ransom business when they do them in the Anglophone zone. They get real war for South Sudan, where they go on for Sierra Leone, for Congo and the rest. When we even for Central African Republic, where they next door to Cameroon, they get United Nations peacekeeping force for day. Before the peacekeeping mission want enter for Central African Republic or for Sierra Leone or for Congo or anywhere else, the sovereign country must agree to it. It must agree. And then in some cases, then where, for example, the rebels, they control territory, the rebel forces, they must also agree to the peacekeeping forces them. You understand? But in this case, we not control one last mango. Who seek attention? Who cares whether you agree or you don't agree? You have no powers, no say, nothing, except for go kidnap una own Omami them for village. What powers do you have? Except for kidnap una own Anglophones them, torment them, bon bikes them, bon people that are taxing for Bamenda. What other powers do you have? Nothing. Say fact-finding mission. When I go past now, how? All what Cameroon government needs to do is say no. It ends there. What powers do you have? Anyways, and when I say they continue to call them northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, because now one country, they recognize Cameroon as one and indivisible. So it go on for talk say, in my meetings with civil society, we discussed serious concerns over restrictions on the freedom of expression, association, and the right to peaceful assembly, and the need to enable or the need to ensure better protection for human rights defenders. So we go on for talk say the period leading up to elections is always a particularly sensitive one in all countries in the world. I called on political parties across the spectrum to commit publicly to the human rights cause, notably ensuring the rights to freedom of expression and the peaceful assembly will be defended in the context of 2025 and 2026 elections. You understand? So now I go on to talk about you meeting with civil society organizations and journalists where they need to carry out essential monitoring and reporting in the pre-electoral context alongside the commission will be created for Cameroon for human rights, including regard to counter hate speech and disinformation without intimidating or fear of reprisal, and action on emblematic legal proceedings would help send clear message against impunity and serve to prevent future violations. So now the statement that way, it said the senior government officials acknowledge that Cameroon needs to prioritize the increasing number of women in leadership positions across the board, including in parliament, in regional councils and municipal councils, because that is still part of human rights. It go on for talk say, I also called on Cameroon to accelerate the adoption of comprehensive legislation on violence against women and to revise the penal code to ensure access to justice and other essential services for victims. Harmful practices, including forced or early marriage, sexual harassment, rape, and sexual mutilation, must be vigorously tackled. Okay, so now the statement that inequalities and unlawful discrimination on the basis of race, ethnicity, religion, linguistic origin, sexual orientation, and other grounds need to be eliminated. Cameroon clearly has the potential to be a leader in sustainable development, including by starting to adopt the National Action Plan on Business and Human Rights and ensuring sufficient resources in national budget for climate change adaptation and mitigation measures. While my visit lasted only 2 days, and this is by no means a comprehensive picture of the human rights situation in the country, our office has been present in Yaoundé since 2001, engaging closely with Cameroonian authorities, civil societies, and other actors, as well as covering 9 other countries in the Central African region. I am grateful to the Cameroon government for providing larger premises, which I was able to inaugurate today for my regional office in Yaoundé. The cooperation and support of the authorities and the international community will allow the Human Rights Office to strengthen its work in the region. Cameroon plays an important role in the multilateral fora, particularly the UN, regionally and internationally, and it will soon take up the presidency of the UN General Assembly during its 2024-25 session. I look forward to continuing to count on Cameroon's support in ensuring that the universal values of human rights permeate regional and international discussions on peace, security, and development, as well as at the national level. So now the speech that where in live my country people them today, number 14 day for August 2024. I just decided to say, bring una that one. Una bear with me 1 second. Oh, I don't just get some message where I don't get where I want for reply. Okay, I did reply now to a message where some person sent for me for WhatsApp. It talk about the live broadcast yesterday. So as I tell you now the message that and the contact details and that for the United Nations Human Rights Office for any person who want to contact them, fantastic. So now their website that when I just Google Human Rights, United Nations Human Rights Office for the High Commission, and then when I go get the website, I'll get the details them. So now the small information that I bring up for now. So when I say this, so we don't thoroughly defeat Ambazuna terrorism for the level where even an important meeting like this one it happened inside Cameroon, they don't even get the capability for even try for disturb. That's how far we don't defeat Ambazuna terrorism. They don't get the capability for disturb my country with them. So even for declare lockdown or for try for leave the stupid comments where they usually leave them for the High Commissioner. Many of them don't even know self-said the meeting they hold, despite the fact that they publish them. And the few ones where they can't talk about, they can't talk stupidity, say, if visit the Cameroons. Anyways, now eat yourself. So what do you expect from idiots? So make I read a few of the comments them. So we'll get Field Marshal Aretha or Benson Makia. It is a reply to Francis Ayafo about Equinox TV. Mercy. Okay, now the Francis Ayafo statement that it talks nothing makes me happy than seeing MKPD's live. Gone are the days when about terrorist sympathizers on Equinox TV and My Media Prime TV were asking Cameroon government to dialogue with the terrorists. I wonder why they never ask Sako to dialogue with Chris Anu. They never ask Ayabacho to dialogue with Capo Daniel. They never ask Ebenezer Akwanga to dialogue with Marianta. That is a very good question, Francis Ayafo. Now, we will see where to Aretha Obenson, Field Marshal, a talk. So, what Field Marshal Aretha Obenson Makia talk say, Equinox TV is an Amber terrorist TV station. They actually believe that my trip to MTTP, they believe that my trip to Buea raised $2 million and they supported Amber because they wanted to be paid by Amber. How market pass. I also remember when the Brigade Anti-Sardina, they support Amber, Professor Maurice Kamto, people them for abroad. I remember when they do demonstrations, then sometimes they turn violent, where they attack the Cameroon embassy for France and I think for Switzerland and Germany. They go disturb and they destroy properties at the premises of the Cameroon embassies them in European countries them. Every time President Paul Biya they go abroad for Switzerland or for France or for Germany, they go protest outside the hotel and all of those things them. Surprise, surprise. Presidential actually come for 2025. So you expect, say, 2024, they could start to ramp up their activism, they could start to try to demonstrate. But guess what? President Paul Biya will be there for Paris for the opening ceremony of the Summer Olympics. Not a single one Brigade Anti-Sardina pass for protest outside the hotel. It there for their suit, then he fly to Switzerland for a holiday or whatever I go do for Switzerland. Now, one woman, they go for their naked itself, they send a Bobby for outside the hotel where President Paul Biya be there for Switzerland. I don't think they do any demonstration whatsoever for France. But the one where I see I believe saying that for Switzerland, and now one human being, just one. So the question where you get to ask yourself now, say, who's the Brigade Anti-Sardina the day where they will do demonstrations, they make a lot of noise in 2000 and a few years ago, 2018, 19. Many of them, make I explain something from when I don't understand. Many of them, they will ride on the waves of the ambassador terrorism because they will see, say, some there for country, and they will want for take them, use them for political expediency. And now one of the people, the way they will stand or they will position themselves for benefits from ambassador terrorism. Now, Professor Maurice Kamto, even I don't know, Professor Maurice Kamto say he go win the presidential election for 2018. He no be believe, he no be no say President Paul Biya go still run. So he create a political party. After he leave CPDM, create a political party, believes he go run for 2018. If President Paul Biya no run, he go challenge and he go win. And it be the hope, well, by 2018, at the peak of ambassador terrorism, it be believed, say, the instability and the way the Amber terrorists, they've been an anti-Biya, anti-regime, anti-CPDM, it could get political experience. And one of the things in that way, the Brigade Anti-Sardina, they will make that political calculation as well. When I remember, and I know say people are there for your way, now people the way they support Professor Maurice Kamto, that's fine, that's your business. You get the right to support any political party where you want to support them. That is your right. But I just can't give the analysis based on the truth and the evidence we day. Because when I want to go play on a video where Brigade Anti-Sardina they be assemble for Germany and they contribute money for Gian, for Ola Lekiaka, Chris Anu, brother, make it destabilize the Anglophone zone. If when I show on the video, I know me say when I go talk, say no, but that one no be get anything to do with Professor Maurice Kamto. Yes, but Brigade Anti-Sardina, they no be CPDM either. And they support now one specific political party for Cameroon. One, no be two. One. Maurice Kamto a party. That is just a fact. So if you know one link I go link for when I say Brigade Anti-Sardina. Now a group of people the way they are actively geared towards handling the regime in power, but more specifically for put in place Professor Maurice Kamto. That is a fact. Even you, where you've been a Professor Maurice Kamto a follower, you cannot deny that truth and that reality. So yes, the MRC or the CRM of Professor Maurice Kamto, they will position themselves, but that is politics. So I don't blame them. I just tell them the truth. Political expediency is a thing. Whenever there is blood on the streets, there is money to be made. People position themselves to make money whenever there is blood on the streets. So where Anglophones are killing themselves, of course, Bamileke people, they position themselves to tap into it and make a killing while Anglophones continue killing themselves. I don't blame them. So I am not blaming Professor Maurice Kamto. It is politics. He get every right for make political calculations them and position himself for benefit on the situation where they happen inside Cameroon. The only slight small problems when me I get and win and say with it. Since where the Anglophone problem, the ambassador terrorism is start for 2017-18, ye where he want and aspire for be president of Cameroon, he never step one toe in the Anglophone zone. That is a problem. And also when I go talk to President Paul Biya to never step toe inside the Anglophone zone. Yes, that too is a problem. So nobody say me are the only talk, say me na one person do. No, me, I've been at the one person where I started call on President Paul Biya for camp for Bamenda and declare amnesty so that maybe they begin to come out for Bush and the one day they don't come out will kill him. Me, since 2018, I've been made posts. Wait, must see if I even get someone. Must see if I put it on the screen when I think that's a joke. When me able to pray, say make President Paul the camp of Bamenda declare amnesty. Yep, since January 2019, I get them for you. When I wait, I'll put them on the screen when I see them. I get the info cover be doing since January 2019. Okay, my show now. When I think I play. So yes, me I don't start call on President Paul Biya for camp for Bamenda declare amnesty. It's to declare the amnesty where no camp for Bamenda, which is still fantastic, and I appreciate them. And I why that way as soon as the amnesty it become, we embrace them. Okay, so if when I look on our screen, when I give it a second, when I look on the screen, when I go see the info card, when I see that info card, yes, now for 23rd of January 2019, where me have been make that post. Now remember, I make that post now for social media on all my platforms. Then I say, wait, please, I beg you, President Paul Biya, come to Bamenda and make a speech. Very important. Give amnesty. Ask the Amber Boys to come back home. As that time where we not be one for antagonize them, we will still use the colorful languages, them like Amber Boys, separatist fighters, and all of those things. Them. Now the kind of message in this way, time when me I start my activism, will be put them out there. Remember, I start my activism now for 2018, around August 2018. So now we're now for August 2024. When I feel work out how long I don't do this black legism for. It don't be now exactly from 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, now 6 years. I never miss one day in 6 years. No holiday, no Christmas, no New Year, no birthday. Every single day for 6 years, we day here, we do the activism with the black legism. So now what it did, now the kind of things I do, now me, I start call them. Say make it calm, not just sign a decree for Yaoundé way it no go cause the right or bring about the right attention. If President Paul Biya himself, it become as a human being in person, not send a delegation like how he send the head of government, the prime minister. No, imagine if President Paul Biya become himself for commercial avenue, he make that speech. But then again, I know say the Amber fools that will run around the talk say they don't win because now they don't make Paul Biya calm, you know. So either way, it don't declare the amnesty, and either way, Cameroon still remain one and indivisible. So now wait that way, me I be start advocate for. You understand? And as soon as the amnesty be granted through the Disarmament Commission, some of we would jump on top 2 foot. We don't care what I'm back when the man be at the head of the Disarmament Commission on a Oku man, on a Mancon man, on a Momo man. Who cares? We just want the Disarmament Commission to succeed. So now wait that way, we don't do them since 2018. So like I've been talk before I digress, Professor Maurice Kamto, he never do himself a favor by not stepping his toe in the Anglophone zone. At the same time, benefiting from the Anglophone self-inflicted destruction, where we call them Ambazonia terrorism. So yes, all the political parties, not just Professor Maurice Kamto, when I want to be president of Cameroon, of all of Cameroon, when I need for come to the Anglophone zone, tell we where to be your proposal, where you get for offer the people then for the northwest and the southwest region of Cameroon. You don't must do the speech inside Bamenda. If you do them for Kondo Titi, if you do them for Mundemba, if you do them inside Kumba or Boya or Batibo, if you do inside any part of the Anglophone zone. But it not be enough for just for Yaoundé or for Douala, things say the campaign now for the whole country. It will never work. I no go advise no Anglophone person for vote for that kind of person. When I need for can campaign to in the Anglophone zone. Yes. If Amber, they want me past you. Amber terrorists, they fight me, they find me past Professor Maurice Kamto, past Joshua O.C., past any human being on the surface of this earth. Yes. Me, I don't come out, can Cameroon, can go DDR Center and make live broadcast for day. So you know if you tell me, say Professor Maurice Kamto, where they live for Cameroon, it go pass for go Bamenda and make a speech for Commercial Avenue. It go get all the security we need them. Or even or make Cameroon for inside Congress Hall where it could be protected. Make them for Ayaba. It be protected. Yes. So go for Boya, go for Kumba. If you make them for grandstand, make an inside hall, but come in the Anglophone zone. It is the height of disrespect for things that you want Anglophones and for vote you or things that you could be president for the whole country, but you don't get the audacity or the respect for can't talk to the Anglophone people then. It is disrespect. And I no go advise no Anglophone person for pay any attention to those kind of political parties them. But as it be, one of them, it could also be president for Cameroon. What are now CPDM, MRC, SDF, KNDP, on a UDP, on a way to all the other political parties. Them one of them, it could also be president come the 2025 presidential election. So the only thing we have to tell una say now wait. When I register for vote, when I register for vote, register as much as possible. Or 1 second, my contributor there make I might pay attention to my personal family life. When I give me 1 second. Okay. I send message. Did you want to go? I am live.
But this is the reality. People listen to the devil himself, my country people of La Republique, more than they listen to some Amazonian activists. This is the reality.
Hail, hail, hail the Kumkumasa. We the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Kumkumasa, Kumkumasa, you shall free our country from terror. And your blessing shall be like the stars above. The Most High God shall be your guide.